Hello once again, Antoni here, and welcome to part 2 of the Aleksandra Kurzak post-birthday celebration album review marathon. And as much as I want to review her holiday album, which is Hey Kolegja, I decided to save it as a Red Ribbon Reviewer's contribution for 2017. So with that said, let's get on to my review of Aleksandra Kurzak, Bel Raggio Rossini Arias, which was released on April 2, 2013. The conductor was Pier Giorgio Morandi, and the baritone was Arturo Shinsky. I have to say that this album was pretty much the best that Aleksandra Kurzak had to offer so far. This manages to show her overall technical prowess to a T, and she certainly had a lot of great repertoire to work with, especially when it comes to her strengths as a wonderful bel canto singer. The album started off with Bel Raggio Rossini from, of course, Rossini's Semiramide, and I thought it was a great opener. This managed to be a great introduction as to what we're getting ourselves into with this particular album, and she did not disappoint. She managed to handle all of the trills, the leaps, and all of that wonderful coloratura work with such great finesse and agility, and my jaw just instantly dropped. There were other highlights in this particular album, especially the rarities, including Matilde de Chabran, Sigismondo, L'Assedio di Corinto, and even Il Turco in Italia, and many other wonderful pieces. And of course some popular ones like Selva Opaca from Guglielmo Tell, and of course the duet with Arturo Shinsky, Dunque o Son from Il Barbiere di Siviglia, and Mr. Roshinsky also sang the role of Figaro. I have to say that among the rarities, the biggest highlights were Matilde's aria from Matilde de Chabran, which managed to be so commanding and strong and showed a lot of great vocal skill as she managed to handle the high notes, and she did an amazing job at making Matilde such a strong, fierce, and proud character. And in terms of her rendition of Bel Raggio Rossini from Semiramide, I have to say that her rendition was flawless, with each note being so cleanly attacked and with such a church bell-like accuracy that I was completely taken aback at her grand artistry. And of course, the ever-gentle, ever-plaintive Giusto Ciel from L'Assedio di Corinto. And let's not forget about her rendition of Giusto Dio from Tancredi, in which she sang the role of Aminaide with a flawless technique, and she managed to handle all of the mezza voce and pianissimo singing wonderfully. So there was no doubt that Mrs. Kurzak managed to be at her absolute best in this particular album. She was, as always, a strong vocal performer, showing no signs of fatigue and using that lyrical, round, full, and wonderfully toned lyric coloratura / full lyric soprano voice to the best of her abilities. She continued to play on her strengths so magnificently, and I thought the closer, which was an aria from Il Turco in Italia, Squallida la Vesta, was wonderfully sung, especially with that final high D. And special kudos also has to go to Artur Roshinsky for his solid vocal portrayals of Figaro and Don Geronio. He managed to use his lyric dramatic baritone voice to the best of his abilities. It has that nobility and charm, and he really played very well off of Aleksandra Kurzak, that I really felt that they worked really hard on this album, and their vocal chemistry and overall vocal magic were absolutely to die for. And the conducting done by Pier Giorgio Morandi was solid all throughout. He made every single musical moment exciting, and he made sure that everyone stayed on point. And I can definitely tell that Madame Kurzak certainly had an amazing time working with someone as grand as Signore Morandi. So there's no surprise of what I'm going to give this particular album. That's right, it deserves a very perfect score of 5 out of 5 stars. This has a lot of amazing artistry, and this really showed Aleksandra Kurzak at her absolute vocal best. She really outdid herself in Bel Raggio Rossini Arias, and all thanks to her grand artistry and her overall precision when it comes to really hitting all those notes and adding a good amount of emotion. I can definitely say that this is a must listen. Whether you're a fan of Aleksandra Kurzak or not, I'm sure that you will definitely get a kick out of this album. And of course, let's not forget about Artur Ruszyński's wonderful vocal performance, and of course, the fine conducting done by Pier Giorgio Morandi. And for those of you who heard Aleksandra Kurzak, Bel Raggio, Rossini Arias, what did you think of it? Did you feel like this was the best album Aleksandra Kurzak had to offer so far? Did you feel like there was a certain aria which stood out to you so much? Or did you feel like there were some facets of it that didn't really hold up? Comment below and let me know. Well, that's all for now. And this also marks the final day that I am here in Florence. And I certainly had a very fine time watching all those concerts and just having a fine time here in general. And I'm quite excited to go to Pesaro because of the Rossini Opera Festival. So I'm sure there are a lot of really wonderful performances in store. And do stay tuned tomorrow for a couple more album reviews, which are Prettiende's debut album and, of course, Diana Damrau, Fiamma del Bel Canto. So until then, good night, everybody, and to all the wonderful people of Florence, buonanotte e alla prossima.